Do you want kids? Why or why not? No. I'll be telling them tonight when I get home. I've gone back and forth on the idea since I was younger. I'm almost 40. Can barely take care of myself financially. And haven't been with anyone since my early 20s. It doesn't matter if I want them or not. It's just never going to happen. Nah man. I don't have the patience. I'm not emotionally available enough. I'm selfish and I'm an asshole. I guess so. At 9 and 11 it's probably hard to get rid of them now. Nope, physically, mentally, and financially not ready for that and probably ever will be. Nope. I'm happy being the rich aunt in the family. What meal traumatized you as a kid? My grandma knew I hated cantaloupe but my sister loved it. So when we would visit my grandma when we were kids she made me eat a piece of cantaloupe for every piece my sister ate. To this day I do not know why. I fucking hate cantaloupe. I was forced to eat a mayonnaise sandwich at a sleepover once. It was so disgusting and I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I was done. My father would put raw liver in a juicer and make liver pancakes. No bacon, no onion. Edit. Thanks for the upvotes. Y'all. Not feeling well today and the upvotes are bringing a smile to my face. Smiling face with tear. Mom had a habit of clearing the fridge of leftovers by tossing everything in a pot and serving it for dinner. The most memorable combination was some old spaghetti sauce. Not a bad start. Some baked beans. Kinda weird. But okay. Some leftover tuna noodle casserole. Getting weirder. Some peas. Gotta have a vegetable. And, I kid you not, the leftover cherry jello. Why? Mom? Why the jello? I still have no idea why it all had to go in a single pot. Not traumatized. Just salty. But, Mom took my brother and me to a restaurant with another one of her mom friends and her kids. That mom was really into making kids try new foods. She made me eat a stupid octopus or squid tentacle or something to get dessert. Whereas my brother held out until all he had to try was some basically normal piece of cheese. Clearly I didn't know how to be stubborn. Oh God. This salad my mom would make that was literally just frozen peas and cheese chunks coated in mayonnaise. I couldn't even be near it without gagging. And they'd then beat me for being disrespectful and ungrateful. Whenever she'd make it I'd start crying and hide under the bed. I was around 5 or 6. Thank Christ she eventually stopped making it. I still hate mayo. To this day even the smell of it makes me physically sick. What was once very popular, but is now almost completely forgotten? Yellow pages, white pages. Flappy Bird. The old Vine challenges like the Harlem Shake. Faxing jokes to work colleagues. It was how memes were transmitted pre-internet. HQ trivia. Pay phone. What's the most underrated advantage of living alone? Endless bathroom privileges, hands down. Plus, the only mess you deal with is your own smiley face. Nobody eats your food and dishes in the sink don't magically appear. I never dread going home because I know I won't have to put up with other people's shit anymore. After a retail job. In my case, living alone has given me the luxury of peace and quiet. You can create a serene and peaceful environment that promotes relaxation and reduces stress. I sleep in any position I want. Diagonal? Sure. Backwards? Yep. All of your shit is exactly where you left it. What is the worst possible drink to order at a bar? I got shit for ordering a Shirley Temple at a bar in Manhattan Beach. No one was laughing when we hit the DUI checkpoint. And the DD was stone cold sober. Tito's and vodka always cracks me up. I live in Ireland, so it shows a painful lack of awareness when a tourist orders an Irish car bomb. seemingly without even a tiny bit of questioning of why it may cause trouble in certain parts. When I tended bar, some of the silliest I received are Long Island, with top shelf liquors, Hennessy XO and Coke, Blue Label and Coke, Martini, Strong. The modern recipe most people expect is basically chilled booze. In Chicago bars, I'd say Malort. I'll probably get some hate from Malort fanatics. But to me, I found that spirit tasted like garbage. Hot tea. They'll hate you. What movie was ahead of its time? Alien. The music, the set, the special effects. Mind-blowing. Blade Runner was ahead of the cyberpunk genre and absolutely nailed the aesthetic and feel of it. Who Framed Roger Rabbit had no business being as good as it is. To pull off the blend of live action and cartoons at that time and it still hold up is a testament to amazing acting, directing, and effects. But then you add in an actually good crime noir story, a great villain, and the fact that Warner and Disney actually agreed to license their characters out in the same movie. And if you don't like any of that, there's always Jessica Rabbit. The Truman Show. Dark City. It was like The Matrix. Before The Matrix. And it still has won the best reveal shots in cinema. Definitely Akira. It can easily be shown with modern animes, but it's from the 80s. Every picture is drawn and the animation techniques used were perfected to the scene. Story is also mind-blowing. How can you essentially live life in easy mode? Be born from parents who love each other, love you, and are financially well off. Be born rich. Half-ass everything. Unless your salary is directly tied to your output, the quality of your work. Don't kill yourself trying. You'll feel foolish down the line. It also helps to be magnetic and likable. Charisma is priceless. There's a scene in Frost, Nixon that stuck with me, where the awkward former president tells the handsome, popular TV host ***, you like people and they like you. That must be so nice. I can't even imagine. I felt that. 89.6% everything. Put in the work. Put in the effort. But don't put in any more than absolutely necessary. People think you're amazing and give you grace in the mistakes that do happen. Enter Motherload. People who are 30 plus, how do you dress now compared to 10 years ago? Same, because I wear still most of cloths which I bought 10 to 15 years ago. I started dressing how I want to and not what's popular or the norm. So generally, I look like a hippie, crazy old cat lady, but I'm happy. The same, but now I got a gut. 10 years ago I wore mom uniform of skinny jeans, various colors, and a stretchy top or sweater. About 5 years ago I realized that I don't like wearing jeans and they're not actually compulsory. So I got chatting to another mom who always looks really well put together, and she revealed that her secret is simple. Always wear a dress. You make one decision in the morning and people think you're stylish. Over time I replaced my entire wardrobe with dresses, including learning dressmaking and garment alteration. And now people are telling me I always look put together. I don't even wear jewelry. It's warm here today, so I'm wearing a red patterned jersey maxi dress. I think it was about £8 in a charity shop. $10. Thrifted. No prints on my shirts anymore, but apart from that, the same. When I was a squire they'd only let me wear leather armor. But now that I'm knighted I can wear full plate mail. What's the closest you have been to death and clearly lived to tell? When I was an infant a weird DDDD looking dude came to my house, parked his car where it couldn't been seen from the road and approached the back door. My dad was in the back of the property, chopping wood, and came charging in, axe in hand. The guy sputtered out some nonsense about offering odd jobs and my dad said GTFO. A month later nearby the last known victim of Henry Lee Lucas was found. Identify still unknown. They call her Orange Socks. Same dude. At a friend's house in junior high and her sister's boyfriend found her dad's gun and was messing around with it assuming it was not loaded. Pointed it at my head and pulled the trigger. It was loaded. Bullet missed my head by a few inches. Had a horse kick me in the abdomen 2 weeks ago. Point blank. No warning. I've been working with horses in a professional capacity for 15 years. And I've been riding for 30 years. The kick dislodged my gallbladder, perforated my duodenum, and tore my liver. Incredibly, I didn't break any ribs. And I remained standing. So no TBI. My girlfriend was with me. In a weird turn of events. Usually, I'm alone when I'm working at the barn. I'd left my contacts at her house the night before. And she'd driven them out to me. She saw the whole thing. And when the horse kicked me she asked me what to do. And I told her to go get the owners of the barn. Who were only on property because they were prepping for a horse show. I owe her my life. She ran to get the owners, who responded by running after the horses that got loose after I got kicked. Instead of helping them, she ran back to me and called 911. The call dropped a couple times, but luckily eventually went through. In the meantime, I had a horse jump my body, an experience I'd hoped I'd left behind with my jumping career, and I'd started trying to move myself into the lounge. So my GF started helping walk me into the lounge, while I told her the address to the barn. I quickly went into shock. I don't remember a whole lot after that. But apparently my barn owner asked, "Does she do this often?" Because I kept insisting I was dying and that I couldn't feel my hands. When I got to the hospital, the staff thought I was drug-seeking, and ignored me for approximately 45 minutes. Until I called my mom begging her to convince the nurse to give me painkillers so I could sleep. I could barely speak, but the nurse heard enough to angrily take me phone and reprimand me for not calling for her. I had no idea she was there. Fast forward 3 or 4 hours and I was vomiting and screaming. I couldn't actually breathe well enough to scream. And they were insisting my ultrasound was clear. Luckily my dad's a surgeon at the hospital where I was admitted. And he lost it on them. 1 CT later. And I was in emergency surgery. 10-day hospital stay. 1 case of pneumonia. 1 abscess near my spine. And I can officially eat solid foods again. Gas leak while I was sleeping. Fortunately my dog realized something wasn't right and woke me up. I went into anaphylaxis for the first time in a foreign country while on a train to the airport. Luckily I made it to the airport first aid room before I stopped breathing. In 2003, I was in Iraq serving the military and someone in the same branch of service got on the radio and called for artillery on my position. Luckily right before the fired upon my unit, a supervisor caught on to the coordinates being the same as ours and cussing got on the radio to put a stop to it. That would have been friendly fire, taught he max. At least 100 of us would been gone within minutes. Subscribe, my brothers.